with J. Marie Fitness, and today's blaster workout is going to be with bands. Are you guys ready to go? What I have today is a light, a medium, and a heavy band, and you can get these just about anywhere. Mine are specifically through my company, Beachbody, and I really like these because they're lightweight, but they do pack a punch. So that being said, we're going to do a series of workouts today. Again, we'll go ahead and warm up 2 minutes. You want to do some jumping jacks, you want to do arm circles, you want to do some squats, some torso rotations. If you've seen my other videos, I've done those. I'm going to show you a quick rendition of those as well in just a minute. So get that in, make sure you've got water and a towel. So what we're going to do is I've got a couple different rounds for you, and I'm going to post those underneath the video as well. Make sure that you go through each move. You want to go for about a minute each. If you can. If you're just beginning, make sure you are doing a lighter loop and you're going for about 30 seconds and work yourself up to a minute, but really push yourself. You can do anything for a minute. There's no reason you can't do it, okay? And if the loops become too much, try to do them without the loops. That's cool too until you can advance up to that. In the meantime, again, try to push yourself. You're gonna do another, everything is a minute, take about a minute rest, if not 30 seconds to a minute rest, and go to the next round. Go through all of it and do as many rounds as possible. I recommend doing a minimum of 3 to really get your muscles and your heart going and really tire them out, because they're not gonna break down, build up unless they are really working hard. All right, everybody, let's get started. So for the warm-up, like I mentioned, you can do some simple jumping jacks and do those for about 30 seconds. You can switch and do torso rotations. Make sure your heel is coming up and you're twisting, getting that core nice and warmed up. You can do some squats as well, feet pointed forward. You're just sitting back, your chest is up, okay, about 90 degrees. And your hamstrings are parallel to the floor. Another thing you can do with your band is just try to work it out a little bit. We're gonna warm up a lot of these muscles. So you can just kind of pull it to the side and really warm up the chest, the back. Come up here, we're gonna do some lat pull downs later, so you can do some of those moves to warm that up as well. And I want you to warm up for about 2 minutes. Okay, let's do some lat pull downs. So you're just simply gonna take the band, you're gonna have it over your head, and you're just gonna squeeze so it goes right behind. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart, your belly is in tight, your core is stable, your chest is up, obviously, and you're just gonna pull down for a full minute. Again, I'm using the light band for this. I'm gonna use the light band for our first round, which is upper body, and then I'll probably switch to either the green or the blue for our lower body, because the lower body can definitely take a lot more. This is the lunge row. I've got my stance, my belly is pretty much on top of the bent leg, my other leg is back and straight. I'm kind of pushing my heel out. My tummy is tucked in and tight. I've got my chest up, and I've just got the band and I'm just holding it, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to row upward, and I'm keeping everything close to my chest, my ribs, excuse me. So I'm taking and I'm rowing right up against my ribs, nice and slow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 30 seconds this side and then switch over and do 30 seconds the other side for that full minute. All right, let's do some kneeling curls. So what I'm gonna do is, obviously I'm just kneeling down. One thing I want you guys to do, I forgot to mention at the beginning, is make sure you're checking your bands, make sure that there's no tears or little rips or anything like that. If there is, do not use it, switch to another band. If there is a rip, you could end up breaking it all the way during a move and possibly injure yourself, so let's not do that. So what we need to do is we're going to put the band right in the arch area so it's nice and secure. Hopefully you guys can see that. Here we go. Not very balanced today, okay? I'm just simply taking the band in my hand, curling it around. I am going to keep my chest up a little bit this way, but at the same time I'm leaning over, and I'm going to tuck my pelvis under so that way my back is nice and straight. So all I'm doing is I am curling up. I'm keeping the elbow close to the ribs, close to the body. I'm going to curl up for 30 seconds this side, 30 seconds the other side. Let's work triceps. You guys ready for those? Those are the back of the arm, and that's what all the ladies always complain about, especially with summer coming. We've got to get rid of that, right? So to strengthen them, we've got to work the tricep muscles. Okay, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna take the band. Again, I'm using yellow for this entire round for the upper body. And I'm just gonna hold it real tight to my chest, keeping my elbow in, my chest up, my belly in. I'm about hip width apart as far as my hips and my legs. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push down. So it's a pull down, basically. Different way to work the triceps. And if you don't feel tension, pull up a little bit more on the band, and you're gonna feel it behind your arms. Again, 30 seconds this side, and then we switch. 30 seconds the other side. All right, I switched to green. We're on to the next round, which is your lower body. I'm gonna do some deadlifts, single leg deadlifts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the band and I'm putting it again under my arch. So it's nice and secure. I've got my hand here, and all I'm gonna do is, once I get my balance, I'm gonna pull up, make sure my pelvis is tucked in, my core is tight, and go down. Now, if you really wanted to advance, you could lift your other leg up. I'm really testing my balance. I'm not good at this. And keep going, 30 seconds this side, 30 seconds the other side. Switching into blue, going to do the squat shuffle. So again, I've checked my band to make sure it's all safe. I'm putting it actually around, just above my knee, maybe, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches above my knee. Okay, and I'm gonna squat down, and I'm just simply gonna stay low, and I'm gonna walk 2 to 3 paces to the right, 2 to 3 paces to the left. And I'm just gonna keep going, chest is up, belly's in, your pelvis is tucked under. Make sure the weight is in your heels, and I'm just gonna keep going for a minute. So now we're gonna do a standing leg lift or abduction move, if you will. So if you notice, I've moved the band to my ankles. I am using a heavy band. Anytime I'm doing legs, I try to go green or blue heavier because I know they can handle it. They're a large muscle group. For me, if you can't do that, go ahead and switch back to a yellow, or don't use any bands. But this is what we're gonna do. 30 seconds each side for this move again. All you're gonna do is you're gonna stand hip width apart approximately. Again, I'm always gonna say this, belly in tight, chest up. You want your hips tucked under. That way your abs are engaged and protecting your back, okay? And all I'm gonna do is I'm simply gonna lift and bring it back in. Seems simple. Seems like it doesn't do much, but let me tell you, it does. Now, I personally have my toes somewhat pointed toward the floor, and the reason for that is it's really engaging that glute muscle. It's helping my balance too. So 30 seconds each side, you're gonna do the same thing. Go from there. Okay, fire hydrants are awesome for the booty, for the legs, especially the side where you glute med, all of that. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna go down on the floor. I'm gonna turn around. Put them just above my knees like we did for the squat. Well, mine's rolling down here, hold on. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna switch over to all fours. I'm gonna make sure, again, my hips are tucked under. I do have a towel for my knees because the floor bothers my knees. I'm gonna make sure that my shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all lined up. Okay, And then for fire hydrants, all you're gonna do is you're gonna lift up and come down. 30 seconds this side, 30 seconds the other side. Again, if you're just starting out, you can do this without a band. Okay, let's get some hip bridges. Again, I've got a towel down. I do have a mat usually that I put down. If you've got a mat, if you're more comfortable that way, go for it. Especially if you're on a hard floor, I would recommend it. So I've got my blue band again, taking it around my feet. Let's see if I can do this. Back just above my knees. And I'm going to simply lie down and I'm going to bridge up. So I'm pretty much on my shoulders at this point. Everything is tight to keep my back protected, okay? So we're in a glute bridge. We're going to add some clam shells to it. So that's just simply opening up the knees, bringing them in, all in this while you're in this position. If your legs weren't burning before, they are now. Keep your heels together. And just keep going for the minute. If you have to come down and take a break, come back up. The other way you can do this is you can bridge up, clamshell, come down, bridge up, and do it that way as well. Just keep going for a minute. Okay, we're going to continue with our abs section. So we're going to do some ins and outs. So again, I've got the band placed just above my knee, a couple inches, maybe 3 inches or so. And what we're going to do is what's called ins and outs. I'm going to keep my chest up, my belly tucked in, so I've got a straight back. You have a slight C curve, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and out with my heels for a full minute. Your lower abs did not get much work before, they will now. And your inner thighs, all of that is working. Your glutes, your abs especially. You've got this, you could do this for a full minute. Keep it going. All right, so I've kept my band on, I'm moving right into frogs. Everyone loves frogs. They work a lot of things all at the same time. I'm going to lie back, bring my feet up, and I'm going to keep my heels together. You can see that very well. My heels are together, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crunch up while bringing my knees down. You want to make sure that you're looking straight up and your chin is not tucked down like you're grabbing your neck. You want to make sure you've got a nice long line in your spine. The band adds that extra lovely resistance to really make those abs burn. Keep it going. All right, let's get a cool down and stretching. You guys did really great. Hopefully you've done at least 3 rounds of this. I know I have, so what we're gonna do right now is just do a cool down. Make sure you're drinking your water. I definitely have mine, I've got lots of it. I have my performance line still here that I've been drinking as well. So let's get to it. First thing, we can just go ahead and stretch our shoulders out. Make sure your shoulders away from your ear. Take some deep breaths. Your muscles and body works really hard. It's important to get that oxygen back in there. Other side. Triceps worked, everything worked. You can clasp your hands, get that chest stretched out. Clasp them in front of you, push forward. Get that upper back. You did rows today, so that Definitely will help. Get those quads, the front. So make sure you are trying to push that leg and hip forward to get that stretch in that hip flexor as well, which is all right here. That does a lot of work, especially with those frogs, clam shells, everything we do, really, those hip flexors kick in. Let's do the other side. And then for hamstrings, I'm just gonna take a minute and just stretch those out. If you can see me. It's really important to warm up and stretch afterwards. Don't skip that. They're just as important as the workout. Stretching your muscles back out after an intense workout really helps. I know it feels good too. It's your way of saying thanks to your body for working so hard. All right, continue your stretches. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this band blast. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions about nutrition or any other workouts, let me know. We can set you up. I've got some virtual groups running as well. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining me.